Hello everyone, this is Garrett again, bringing a quick guide on how to do cron jobs on a Windows server. First off, we're going to have to start out with getting the GNU Win32. This allows us to do a git through our cron jobs, basically task schedule on a Windows server. So I'm going to go to the website here as I have pulled up. We're just going to install everything for that content. Okay, once you got it, you can either save it or run it. I'm going to save it for right now. Okay. So upon running it, you're going to get the pop-up wget. You want to go save, accept to the terms. Now it's going to ask you where do you want to save it at. I'm going to copy that right there. You don't need to download sources, but I like to download this extra stuff in case I might need it later on. And that would be a second area right here. So I'm not going to actually worry about that at the moment. So once it's finished running, you're now going to have GUN Win installed. Okay. So first off, let's find where our wget got installed here. So I'm going to go to my C drive. As you can tell, it's not located exactly on the C drive here. There we go. Sorry. Okay. Once you're in there, you need to go to the bin. You see, you'll have the wget. So now you need to document this location of where this is at. Next thing is to kind of just show you how it works. What I have is two files made. One's called Cron.php. As you can tell, the simple code here is just basically update this text file called store.txt with the date and then the time code. And this is just to show you how it's working. Just to show you that it does work, right up here I have the page opened. Right now, as you can tell, I still have the testing open. Click refresh here. Numbers changed. Once you go back into this, you'll have it back on a new line. So, to set up the cron, we're going to have to first open up Task Scheduler. When opening Task Scheduler, you'll come out with the basic look of the menu. If you've never been here before, your actions are on the right, like most of the MMC console. Middle is where you'll find most of your major crons. As you can tell down here, these are basic crons that were already activated. Google up there. Every time you install Google Chrome, that will auto be added. I'm going to click right here. You can lay these out wherever you want. I said in the main library. You can go into Windows, and maybe if it's specific to what it needs to be, you can select it in one of those. But right now, we're going to go into the main. Open up a basic task here. Name, we're going to name it Cron Job Update File, in my case. And you don't need to set a description, but you can if you would like. Click Next. We want this to run daily in this case. What time of the day do we want it to run? Let's make it 12 and 00, 00. We want it right in the morning, so 12 a.m. Synchronize this across time zones. In case you have a networking infrastructure for all your servers, especially if it's in a different area, synchronizing will help out majorly, especially if you have an AD setup. So we're going to go next. We need to start a program. Okay. So now we need to browse to that directory. So in this case, we copied it from earlier. Select wget. Make sure that's all set up correctly. Okay, so now we need to set in the directory of where we want the argument to go. In this case, I have it on localhost, so nobody can actually access it. We named it cron.php. Click next. Okay, we're going to have it run every day. Your parameter will auto be added. Click finish. Okay, so I'm going to kick off the run instantly instead of waiting for that time, so we're just going to click run here. Doop. As you can tell, it opens up a CMD box that hides and disappears. You can click store here. 2 new dates have been added. If I go back here, I can run it one more time. And then you'll have the next date. just to kind of show you that it's fully working, I'm just going to remove this here. Nothing's in the file. Let me reopen it here. Nothing's in it. So we're going to run this 2 times. Run and run. Now if I reopen this, ran it twice. So that's the basics of setting up a cron job. As you can tell, there's simple parameters to change. By opening this up, double click it or right click and edit. You'll have your actions. This is what it's going to do. Triggers is when it gets triggered. You can add multiple triggers. So say if you want it to run daily along with maybe one time on the specific date at an offset, you can do that. Conditions, this is what the parameters are required. In this case, I just use the standard. Depending on how your network is set up, if you have Active Directory and policies in place, you might have to tweak some of this, but I'm not going to get into that. But into the start programs, as I showed you, make sure you directly go to the wget, and then add your arguments. You can point it right here directly to the file. In this case, I use localhost. It can actually be on a website. If I wanted to, I can go and set in gmscripts.net, set that cron file on there and set on that file, and it will auto rewrite it every time. One issue you might run into with this cron if you're duplicating off of what I had is that you might run into a permission issue. In this case, I have all my permissions set, so you'll have to look into your permissions, and if you have it set, all my subdirectories can write to themselves. So not the best security right there, but just wanted to give you a heads up on that if it's giving you errors whenever you run this cron through your browser as it updates. If there's any questions, please leave a comment down below, send me a message on YouTube, and hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a comment or like below. If you want to keep up with all activities on the channel, click subscribe. And if you would like to watch another video, there's some videos listed down below here, and thanks for watching.